Let's go. I really got the feeling today that everything is going my way. Now this is what I'm talking about. Every time I see your smile, it makes me shout. Let's go! Let's go! Nothing's gonna stop us today. Get on the bus or get out the way. We're cruising with the radio on. So turn it up to 10. Here comes our favorite song. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Welcome, it's another Tuesday, a good Tuesday for that matter, and it's another episode of IoT Tuesday. In today's episode, I will be taking you through how to connect the Flic button, this guy right here, connected to Azure Functions we've built on Functions Friday, and do some Logic App integration. This is just a slight deviation, just to showcase something that some conversation I had with a couple of friends over the weekend. I just wanted to demonstrate to them how we can use a simple button like this in some scenarios. I'll talk more when we come back. So, welcome again. Yours truly, Samuel Atrani. So today, on IoT Tuesdays, we're going to take a short break away from all the microcontrollers, the Raspberry Pis, and all that, and talk a bit about smart buttons. Now, smart buttons, like the name implies, are technically just buttons with features that allow you to integrate with integrate the physical world with software. So in today's example, I'll be using the Flic button. Now, there's one thing I like so much about this button is the fact that this button has actually three states. It has the click, the double click, and the long press. Now, so this opens a lot of innovative things for you to do. An example will be, in this modern era of kidnapping, people needing assistance, emergency, and all that, this could be a good a simple tool to do that. So a scenario will be you have friends, family, loved one, parents, old people, or even kids. You equip them with this button, and kind of like a panic button, or a distress button. Now if they are in need or they are in some situation, all they have to do is probably just click the button. And today we're going to see how to use that to actually orchestrate a few things. So today I'm going to show you how to use this IoT or smart button, integrate with some functions, do some logic app orchestrations that allow you to send an SMS to your phone when someone presses it. And then maybe we can do something else when it's double pressed. So today we're going to be talking about Azure Functions, logic apps, IoT, and this smart button. Now, this is not the only smart button. Now, there are a couple of them. I think I have a few. Here. Let me pull this up. Hopefully, I've not thrown them away. Yeah. So these are a few more. So this here is an AWS IoT button. So also can be programmed to do stuff. Let's say if I hit this, I could program it to do something else anything I want when I hit this. Now the only reason why I tend to fall in love with this one is this has multiple states, but this one has just one state. So which means that I would need about 3 of this to do what this does. Then there's also the one from in partnership with Microsoft. So there's another smart button here. Also that you can also program, I could actually program against this as well. So I'm going to give you a couple of scenarios. So let's say in your house, all right, you have your kids, you want them to do chores, or you want even yourself to be reminded of doing stuff. Now you can have a couple of these buttons placed at different points in your house, so that when you execute some task, you hit it to signal, something has to be done. Let's say, for instance, you want to signal, your children or your spouse to send out, or to empty the garbage or the trash. You could put this somewhere at the door, and when they hit it, it sends them that information. So a lot of use cases, but in today's use case, we're going to see how to use the buttons in emergency situations, to send text messages or to tweet by the click of this button. That's what we're going to do. So a few things we need to get. We need to have an Azure subscription, and I've been sharing resources on how to get Azure subscriptions. That's one. And then we also need you need to have, in my case, I'm going to use Twilio, because I haven't written any wrappers for Hoptel, which is the local SMS gateway. But I promise I'll put that on the show, maybe on the Demystify Technology Sundays. We'll see how to build our own connectors for Hoptel SMS gateway. But for the sake of time, I'm going to use Twilio because I already have an account there. So these are the things we need. With all this, let's get started. So first of all, we need to find out how to integrate with this Flic button. So this Flic button has an accompanying app, which runs on the phone. So what happens is that you program all the three states of the button on the phone, and then a call setting endpoint. But I'm going to show you, first of all, we're going to create the logic app that is going to trigger the whole orchestration. And once we have that done, we can now copy that URL and program our smart button to do that. And I'll show you the results on here. So let's go ahead. And as always, let's go to our portal. And I'm going to zoom in here. I'm going to bring this here so you can see that. And then I see my friends on the stream. Thank you, Tim. It's been a long time. Miss you guys. Crazy, 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 crazy. Thank you, Mr. Oscar. It's like today I'm seeing all the ghosts. Like, long time, long time. Stago, more and remember, people from secondary school, people from university, people from the States. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much, guys, for joining. Remember, if you have any questions, just holler at me and I'll try to answer them. Okay, so in our Azure portal, now we need to create our Logic App resource. Oh, I just want to share this. So this, I made mention of the fact that, as you can see, Microsoft Azure has actually done some, some specs of their icons. Really, really awesome, really cool, and really cool. So I was wondering, I actually was tweeting at them to ask when this, icons will be ready for us to be creating presentations and all that. And it so happens that people in the community, especially the MVP communities, couldn't wait. So they found this cool plugin here, extension called Amazing Icon Downloader. Now, what it does is that it's able to identify all the icons on the Microsoft Azure portal and some other pages that has SVG icons. And check this out. Now that I'm on this page, if I hit the extension, look at it. Look at this. Look at this. Isn't it cool? It's like it's shown me all the SVG icons on this page right now. On this page. So all I have to do is actually just click, like, I'm so in love with the functions one. It's just, all I have to do is just click download. That's it. So if I put this on my desktop right now and I click this, check it out. I have the Azure Functions SVG downloaded. So cool tool. I think it's so it's called the Amazing Icon Downloader. If you have Chrome, it's an extension in Chrome. Get it? You can actually use it to pick icons from multiple sites. So let's get back into the group. We're not talking about that today. Oh, so it looks as if my my stuff on the right blocked it. Let me give you a better view of it. So this is it. Let me zoom in one more. So this is it. SV Amazing Icon Downloader. When I click this, it's actually showing me all the icons on this page. So if I want logic apps like what we're going to use today, I can just download this, and just download logic apps. What else are we going to use? We're probably going to use functions. I've already downloaded functions, so this will be functions, and you can download it. So look out for that tool. Really cool tool. Okay, let's get back into it. Let's not sidetrack ourselves. Awesome. So as always in Azure, you want to go ahead and create a resource. Now, so in today's resource, we're going to create it's a logic app to do the orchestration. So I'll do logic apps, and this will open it right here. Now I'm going to go ahead and open my Twilio just to be sure that I have my account, because I'm going to be generating some keys and be using. But I'll show you how easy and simple it is. That's why I'm a strong advocate of functions and serverless, and functions in Azure specifically, because it actually does all the heavy lifting for you. So let's go back to logic apps. So here, let me move to full screen so you can see this. Zoom in a bit. So here, all I have to do is hit create, and then it will take us through, as usual, the name we want to give to it. So we'll call this IoT Tuesday demo. Or let's just call it let's say IoT Tuesday help. All right, let's call it that way. Pick my subscription. I'll create a new resource group called IoT Tuesday, and yeah, let's just keep it close to ourselves. So let's say, what do we have here? Let's say we put it East US. Let's enable log analytics. We'll have to create a workspace. Okay, so I'll turn it off for now, just for the sake of time. So go ahead and create this. Welcome you all. Okay, so whilst that's happening, again, just to illustrate what we're trying to do, we're going to use the logic apps to do some orchestrations, and then connect it with this IoT button to say that when it's clicked, I want to send a help or SOS message to my phone, which is here. And let's see, I need to be able to, I think I have this software that allows me to actually push stuff from my phone onto the screen. So I want to set that up so that I can actually show you guys my my okay, where is that? What's the name of the app? What's the name of their app? I think it is Visa. Yeah, it's called Visa. I think Visa would need me to connect it to the phone. So I'm going to connect my phone to my laptop right now. Yep, that's done. And I think I need to open the Visa app on the PC. V. Yep. So let's open the app. Okay, I think, yeah, let's pin it to the dashboard. Let's allow this to happen. Okay, so now we have our function is ready. Sorry, our logic apps is ready. If we go to our dashboard, we should see it pinned to our dashboard right here. I don't like this, so I'm going to double click here. Just edit and move. I want to move it no, I want to move let me delete this and move my logic app, yeah, somewhere up here. I mean, this is just to keep it closer to me, so I don't have to be moving, about and all that. So that's fine. So now we click it. Now, so within the logic apps, I'm coming to start the orchestration. All right. And so logic apps is basically your graphical version or a drag and drop version of creating orchestrations and workflows. Um, you could do the orchestration also with Azure Functions, as opposed to Logic Apps. What happens is that Functions is more tailored toward developers, whilst Logic Apps and Flow is tailored more towards, the business user to come in and create simple things. So if you want, you know, uh, code first approach as opposed to design first approach, you would go with functions. But if you want a design first approach, you want to go with logic apps. All right. Okay. So here we're going to create. There are a lot of templates, and one thing I mentioned about logic apps that there are over 200 plus connectors pre-made for you to use. So I mean that's a lot of fun. So here our workflow is going to be when a request comes or when the button is pressed, all right, we want to send an SOS message to a phone. And when it's double pressed, all right, we would send the SOS message to not just to the phone, but also we probably would tweet it. All right, we can tweet it for people to see something is going on. All right, but I won't tweet the SOS. So what I'll do is that because tweeting SOS, I mean, it's going to allow a lot of people raise eyebrows and think something is happening to me. So what I'll do instead of the double press is that you remember we did if you were we being on functions Friday last week, we have a function that when you call actually returns to you a random fact about a number. So all I'll do is that when you double press this IoT button, we're going to send that random fact onto my timeline, onto my Twitter timeline. We're going to tweet it. So first, let's do the SOS. So I'm going to start with when an HTTP request comes in, because this button is going to trigger an HTTP request. So I want to trigger that. So let's do that. I want to check my sound so I'm not peaking. So when an HTTP, trigger happens. And now the URL is going to be generated once, the URL is going to be generated once you create the you define the logic apps. So that's it. Once it comes in, there's a HTTP post. I'm okay with that. What would I do in the next step? Now, let me delete this first and show you something. Now, I could define the body of the request that is coming in. All right, I could define it, but I don't want to define the body. I could define the body and say that this is a double click, this is a single click, or this is a long press. I could define that within the body of the schema, but I won't do that. I'm just going to go with a straight, just straight URL, HTTP request, HTTP post request. So when that happens, what do we want to do? We want to send a message. So I'm going to do Twilio. I'm just going to start typing that in, and it's going to call that in. Just look at that. Very straightforward, very simple. And I want to send the message. Now, so I need to have a connection. I don't think I have a connection. So let's see. Now I need to go in. So here I need to go into Twilio and create a connection, and come and paste all that information here. So this is where I'm going to log into my Twilio. Hopefully I remember my password. If I don't, that is a big case. I think I changed it recently and I might have used some password that I yep 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 yep. Well, there are some information here that I would want to keep away from you. So sorry about that, but I will need to hide that. So here, let me refresh the dashboard. Don't worry, you're gonna see me. I'm gonna come back pretty soon. So copy this, paste this here. I'm just trying to get my auth tokens view. This is my auth token, and I can hide that. Okay, so programmable SMS. let's go here to settings. So all I'm doing now is I'm just trying to um, I'm just trying to generate, you know, a request. All right, so that you can see this. Yep. So yeah. Okay. Awesome. So that is it. Now we can come back here. Okay, so again, so here I'm probably going to call this my connection, just to give it a connection name. Also, like we can call it IoT Tuesday connection. All right, any name. Okay, so the account ID and the token I need to put here. So I need to hide this from you once more. Okay, so that's done. Now I have a couple of telephone numbers on my portal. So it's asking me which of the phone numbers that, I want to send it from. So I'm just going to put the US number there. And then which number, all right, which number I am sending to. For the purposes of this stream, let's go and look for something that will give us temp number. Receive SMS online. This is just, just a temporary number. Let's say we use this. Okay. All right. So this is the temporary number we're going to use. And then I can come in here and say this is the destination number. And then what is the text? All right. We'll just say, please call me back. It's very urgent. All right. Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. So this is the message I'm sending anytime, that HTTP request comes. All right. So I can save this. That's my logic apps. Now let's test this. Let's test this and be sure that when a request comes in, we're going to receive this SMS. All right. So it looks like this is a common SMS people are using. So yeah, we should see our message from here. All right. So let's go here, and I'm just going to click run. Run, and then as you can see, it's performing. The task is running. Yep. So it run. IoT Tuesday. All right. It run. And as you can see, it checks that everything happened. Now let's come here and see if that truly happened. So we'll be here. I'll just do update messages. And then we wait. So update. Now let's open this up. And then you can see +123. Please call me. It's very urgent. This is the output. This is where it's from. Okay, so the message status is queued. Okay. Yeah, so we're waiting for it. Queued, 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 queued. Let me run this again one more time. I think it's pre-booting, is warming up. So we'll refresh this. And then hopefully this should pop up here. The help message should pop up there. So that's basically how to set up, the logic apps. I'm just waiting for it to show here. So in here it shows that it's queued. Yep. Now, so because we generated when we generated this, all right, Let's open this up. Let's open this up here. There's no input because we're not passing any input. Okay, so now yeah, let's go to the designer now, and then when I open this up, this is the URL. This is the URL that is going to trigger that this logic app to run. So I'm going to copy this URL. All right, and I'm going to use a tool here called Postman just to illustrate that this is just a regular HTTP post, that you can do to initiate this. So I'm just going to use Postman, and then let's open a new tab. Let me open a new tab, and then here it's supposed to be a post, and this is it. So I just send. Yeah, this sends it. There's no response. We didn't create any response. So we can come back here. Let's update our message, and let's of course, where is that? Where is that? Where is that? And let's of course this our, how do you call it? This our message, our temp number is not. You know what? Let me go in there and change. Let me go back to the designer and change the message. Change actually the to phone number. I'm going to send it to myself just for the sake of. Okay. Okay, and then leave the message. Yep, and then we'll save this. And I'm going to trigger the same thing again here. Send. And where's my phone? Let's see. Okay, just gradually waiting for that to show up. Okay, so let's go back to. Yep, so save this. All right, so that's how you create the logic app, and that's how you do the orchestration. So now, whilst we are waiting, once I'm waiting for the message to be sent, I'm going to go ahead and create the second logic app that is going to tweet. Oh, cool. We have an error here. Let's open that up. Output. It says that permission to send SMS has not been enabled for the region indicated by the to number. Okay, so this has to do with my Twilio settings. It's because as of now my account is restricted from sending SMSs to the Ghana number. So it looks as if we'll still have to come back to this temp. You know what? Let's get another number because it looks like this one is choked. Nope, 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 nope. Let's use this number. Yep. So copy this. Let's come back to the logic app. Let's modify the number. Let's go to the designer. Come here. Let's modify the number. Let's save. Make sure that app is saved. And then let's go back. Let's use Postman and trigger the same thing again. So we've sent it via Postman. And let's check here to see if it came. Update my messages. List of last 50 SMS. So where is our SMS? Where is our SMS? Where is our SMS? So let's go back and then look at this. Look at the run. and it looks like we are, yep, that was a run. So let me be sure that Twilio is not blocking my. Okay, this is cute. So for some reason now this would be a service problem where Twilio is delaying the delivery of my messages. So I'm going to go ahead. Let's go ahead to our Logic app, and then let's create another. Yeah, so it failed twice and yeah, succeeded. All right, so let's go ahead back to our Logic apps, and then we're going to create, all right, we're going to create another Logic app that is going to send, this time around, is going to send, is going to tweet, all right. So if you remember, let's go to just one more, let's go to the functions Friday node, and then let's look for, if you remember, we created two functions, right? One, when called, actually generates, when called and passed with a number, actually gives you so magic number. If I select this and get the URL, so copy. So remember that when we created our magic, when we do this and then we say and number equals 50, and we run this. Uh-oh. Functions Friday node API. Oh, it looks like our function is not running. Let's run this here. Bring this here, and so we're checking both in the body, so I can do number and then do 50. Alright, let's run this again. Yeah, there you go. So it's working. So this is your random fact about the number 50. 50 is the focal length in millimeters. Okay, so at least we know this is working. The only thing I want to do now is I just want to do this. I just want to take away this. Um, so that the reason I'm doing that, let me save this. The reason I'm doing that is I just want to get the fact. I don't want to have any extra stuff going. So when we call this again, we just get let me bring it here a bit. Oh, let me show you this full screen. So we just get, 50 is the focal. We just get what we want. So let's try this again. And then question mark number equals 50. So when we call it, this is what we get. We get 50 is the traditional number of years in Jubilee period. So this is the endpoint. All right. So now let's go back to um, pa, 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 pa. I'm just trying to see if a message came in, but well, let's continue. So now I'm going to, with this in mind, I'm now going back to our function. Sorry, our why do I keep saying functions? Yeah, so we're going back to our Logic app. Let's go back to our Logic apps designer. All right, and then so I'm going to quickly, let me just open the code to show you how it looks like. It's just basic JSON. It's just basic definition of JSON. So you can actually do this declaratively if you want to. All right, you can do that declaratively. So let's go ahead and create a new Logic apps. So let's go to our designer. Well, to just show how that works, I could go ahead, all right, and then add that to it. I could add another one to it, but you know, that would just, well, since it's not coming, let's do that. You know what? Let me open my Twitter handle and yeah, go to my page. This is there. And then I'm going to, let me delete this for now since it's not showing. And then add, this time around, I'm just going to say tweet. And this will open Twitter. So yeah, open it. And I'm just going to what? Send, like post a tweet, right? And it's going to ask me to connect, but I think I've already connected. Well, if I haven't, we're going to do that whole authentication flow. Authorize the app. So I'm authorizing Logic Apps to use my Twitter account. So that's it. Now, so this is just a test. So it says that when I call this endpoint, what do I want to do? So I just want to tweet, well, hashtag IoT IoT Tuesday with at me rocks using at, let me go check the Flic buttons. Yeah, Flic button. Yeah. So these are the guys. I'm going to go back to my my and then come back here. Okay. So let's do this. Yeah. So IoT Tuesday with Surgery Rocks using Flic. And let's go back and look for, in fact, let me open this so I can look for the hashtags. So let's say at Azure Logic. Let's do this. Logic apps. Well, I can't guarantee. So let's just use Azure. Yep. Azure functions also. So, yep. Yep. So at Azure. So we're just crafting, you know, the message and Azure Logic apps. All right. Cool. So that's it. So post a tweet connected to this Twitter text. Text to be posted. So hashtag IoT Tuesday with at me rocks using at what's it's as Azure and then Flic. Yeah, shortcut labs. Yeah, uh-oh. Copy that. Okay, at shortcut labs and at Azure Logic apps. Okay, exactly. So this, the tweet test, this is what I'm going to be tweeting. So I'm going to save this, close that, and that's it. So now let's try this out. So I'm going to run this and bleep 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 bleep. This should just go through the whole cycle. And once it says it's done, let's come back here. This is my page. I'm just going to refresh and check this out. IoT Tuesday with Journey rocks using Shortcut Labs and Azure Logic Apps. So as you can see, I just posted that out. Yeah, and it's showing that I'm live here posting the same thing out, So that's how to easily send it to Twitter. So the same thing applies to, all the other connectors. So anytime I call this, it's going to tweet it. Anytime I call this, it's going to tweet it. But we know that Twitter doesn't like repetitions. That's the more reason why I want to call the logic apps. Sorry, I want to call the Azure functions. Where is our Azure functions? Yeah, that I want to call the Azure functions, and then yeah, this Azure functions. So now I want to call that function anytime, the button is pressed. All right, sure. So we are now going to modify, um, let's modify logic apps. At least you've seen how to post that. So I'm going to go ahead and just modify that. And you know what? We've seen how this works. So I'm going to go to designer and yep. So let's get rid of this. Yep, because we're going to do the we are going to do the calling of Azure functions. All right. So yeah, clear this. Save. So we don't have anything here. Okay. Yep. Let's clear this. Clear. Yeah. Okay. Overview. We don't have any triggers because we deleted it. All right. So we're back here. So now we're going to create a different one, which means that anytime we receive an HTTP request, we're going to call out to our functions, all right, and then we're going to get a response from our function and send that into Twitter. So let's say we do this. So I'm going to start with again when HTTP request is received. When a request is received, what should I do? Now, it would be cool to actually receive the how do you call it? The message with a parameter, but because we're using the buttons just to do that, we're just going to stick to a setting number, just the one number for that. So anytime this is called, what we're going to do is that we're going to do an HTTP. Um, we're going to do an HTTP get. Where is that? Just a regular HTTP. I think HTTP. Yep, this is HTTP here, and this is just yeah an HTTP. The method here is going to be a get. This is the URL. I'm going to get rid of this. All right. The body. We can pass in the query. So the query will be number, and we'll just put in 50. Okay. And that's it. So we do an HTTP request, and when we get the request, we can now actually use Twitter to post. What action do we want to do? Post a tweet and tweet text. And what are we going to post? Now there's something I want you to take a close look at. Now on the right you can see that we're dealing with let me move to full screen so you can see this. So here you can see we have something called dynamic content. Now this dynamic content actually preloads everything you've done from the beginning. So if we go down here, you could see that there's dynamic content from when HTTP received. All right, we can't find any auto matches. Yeah, that's because I probably would have to run it like once. All right, so um, let's let's check this out. So I would be returning the body. This would be So when I click here, so this will be the body from the HTTP request, right? So I want to tweet the body. So the body is what I'll be tweeting. So let's save this. All right, and remember that we're saying what 50. We're calling 50 for now. So yeah, that's it. So now let's check this out. I'm going to run this here from. I'm going to run this from um, Logic Apps interface. This is successful. Let's go back to my Twitter page, and I'm just going to refresh, and hopefully this shows up. Let's go to the Logic app. Oh, okay, so there's something here. It says that 400, at least a parameter, one parameter tweet text or media should be specified. Oh yes, we did specify a tweet text, didn't we? Oh, yeah, we didn't. We didn't. I thought I did. Okay, that's not a big deal. So this is a tweet test. Yeah, yep. So we are adding this. Let's run this again. I'm going to keep this running because that's strange. Okay, we're still having that error. It says bad request. Okay, let's see this. Twitter, at least one parameter, tweet text or media should be specified. Yeah, we did specify that, which is right here. Okay, let's see the raw input. So this is going to help us. So part, post tweets. Yes. And then what's the output? Let's see the raw output. So this came in here. Tuesday, no cache. Okay. Okay, let's just, out of curiosity, let's just try this out. Let's go back here. Okay, go down here. And let's check this. Let's go to the designer. And let's just make sure that we are, yep, let's make sure we are doing that. Yep, so this comes in here. I can actually open and see the result of this. Let me do that. I'm going to run the code again, and then I'll just step through to see the response that is coming so I can actually tweak our okay, so yeah, so let's open this and see. So there you go. So the query is number 50, response to 2. Yeah, there, so there it's coming. So check this out. So we passed in, we call this endpoint. It makes a request to our functions with a number 50. It comes out and returns, check this out. All right, it returned this. 50 is the approximate number of times a mother hen turns her eggs in a day, so the yolk does not stick to the shell. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, so, but now, so what's the input? So the input is not coming in. So let's go here. Okay, let me add. Mm, ah, okay, well, oh, Oh, so it didn't actually allow me to change this. Let's see this. Hmm. Poo 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 poo. Let's check this out. So for some reason, it's not saving. Interesting. Okay, let's see. So dynamic content, see more. So this is it. So we have the body here. All right. So let me, you know what? Let's see. Let me delete this. And then let's add this again. Let's add the Twitter thing again. This time just to be sure that so tweet. So post a tweet and we're adding so the dynamic content would be the body. Oh, let's check this out. Expression. Hmm. Let's see. JSON value, float value, unit. No, no. Let's see. String, trigger body. Hmm. Body. Okay. All right. String trigger body. Let's see. Let's save this. I mean, so all I'm trying to do is I'm trying to see if I can convert um, the response coming from the body. Okay, so this is run successfully. Let's check if okay, yeah, it's going to say multiple template language person action post a tweet. The template function is not defined or okay, I'm going to change that. So let's go to design and then I'm going to use something else. I'm going to build to string pa, 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 pa. Pum 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 pum. Yeah, I'm coming. Let's see. Yes, 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 yes. So I want to convert this the body trigger body, and let's save this and run this again. Let's see. Okay, and what is it saying? At least, well, let's see. Just out of curiosity, let me go to design let me just test this. Delete this. Yep. And let me add. Let's go here. Let me check something else. So let's try this. Temp email. I'm going to use a temp email. And okay, so I'm going to copy this, and now instead of tweeting, let's try this. Send email. So send email is going to call a couple of connectors. I will use Outlook since I'm already connected. So I'll just say send, yeah, send an email. And this would ask me to sign in. Yeah, and I'll just use because I'm already connected with my Outlook, I'm just going to use that. That should sign me in because I'm automatically signed in. Yeah. Uh, mm, 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 mm. Oh yeah, my Outlook has dual factor authentication. Dual factor authentication. Let me try this. Sign out and sign out. Different person. Hopefully it doesn't sign me out, but yeah. Okay, so signing to create a connection to Office 365. Yeah. So that's because I haven't authorized my account to allow Logic Apps to work. So I would have to sign in and authorize it um, here. Let me do that quickly. Actually, yep, let me do that from the side here. Okay, well, once that's happening, let's do this. Because we're pressed for time, let's do Gmail. Yep, send email, and it'll ask me to sign in. And I will sign in. Yep, allow Logic Apps to do that. And what do we have? Yep, so who am I sending it to? So this is the temp email we copied from here. And what are we adding in the, no, we're adding the body and we're adding the subject. So the subject is new fact. And in the body, we're going to go ahead and put here. And then let's save this. Okay, and then let's run this. And once we run that, let's keep our temp email opened. 9, 7, 6. Let me actually bring this up. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So, yeah, this sent. So as you can see, this to this person, new fact was the output 200, and there you go. So that is basically how you use Logic Apps to do orchestrations. So that's how you use Logic Apps to do orchestration. Now that we have, we have all these things set up, I'll have to go ahead and now set up my Flic to call the endpoint. Now, to do that is actually as simple as let me see if my visor is ready. View. All right, so we have this. So this is my screen. I'm going to try to look for the Flic app. So let me show you my screen now. So this is my phone. I'm just, let me bring this down so you don't have too much things going on in the background. Yeah, so this is my phone. And now, so this is the interface for the Flic button. So I'm going to go to Logic Apps, and then I'm going to come here. Let's go to Design View so that I can copy this URL. So this is the URL. Now let's go back to, so here I'll just click. This is my button, right? And then you can see the states, the click, the double click, and the hold. So currently, click, double click are occupied, but I can actually remove all of them. And then we can go to click. And I mean, there's a lot of things I can do with this button for automation. So I'll do tools, and then I will do an internet request. It's a post, and this is the URL. I'm going to paste the URL there. So it's actually pre-filling the URL. Yeah, that's quite some very, very long URL. All right. So once that is done, um, what do I do? Okay. So that's kind of it. I'm just going to click save, and that's it. So now this particular now the Flic button now on the click is going to call that endpoint. So just to let you know that that is working, we're going to go back here, and I'm going to press the button. So I just pressed it, and we'll see that it's going to run. It's going to go through the process. Let's see if this should. Yep. And check this out. So there you go. It came in the email here. New fact. Yeah. Obviously, this is what happens when you are using how do you call it? Borrowed emails. Yep. So now there's just two. Okay. So I'm going to tap this again a couple more times. That's it. So two times, three times, and then we just wait for the email to show. So it's going to populate that here. No, I don't need this. So just wait for it to upload. I'm sorry, update. So that is how and simple you can connect your Flic button to your logic apps and functions. So until I come your way again next Friday for Functions Friday, this has been yours truly, Samuel Atranyi. Make a day with me again for another interesting episode. If you have any questions about Microsoft Azure, about technology, especially cloud technologies on the Microsoft stack, hey, feel free. Make sure you also connect, subscribe to the channel, like, share, join our meetup groups, and then learn a lot. And as I always say, learn, share, and grow. Till I come your way next week, this has been IoT Tuesday.